Because of course quite a big day in question time today, because it's the first time sort of Ardern and Luxon kind of wet in it. Were you in the chamber there? What was it like?
Yeah, no, I was. Well, to be honest, there's a couple of big things going on today, because it's the first time since Auckland went into lockdown. Well, actually, Aotearoa katoa went into lockdown, all of us. And so it's the first time that the House has had all the MPs in there. So it was quite loud, and there's been a reshuffle. So I don't know if you know where we sit, but Rawiri and I sit in between ACT and National, and there's been a reshuffle. So normally we'd have David Seymour on our left and Simon Bridges on our right, but this time around we've got Brownie beside us. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think what his first name. Jerry Brownie beside us, and a whole lot of the older ones have moved because they're obviously not in camp, and they are loud as heck. So it was full. The house was full. It was loud. Upstairs was just full of media, and they knew, and they were getting ready, I guess, for this big deal. And so there was a huge sense of, and this place goes like that, a huge sense of, oh, something's happening, it's exciting. And then Chris got up actually, and it's done. That's his first gig with the Prime Minister. So he's now full scale initiated.
I was thinking there's not many people who can admit to having David Seymour on their left. And he'd normally be much further right than most people. But
No, he's very much on the left. He's on Rawiri's left, and Rawiri and I, actually, we're the only leaders I know that fight about who's going to sit in the front. And because I pulled the age thing, Rawiri has to sit in the front, and he sits in between. And I can't remember who's taken Simon Bridges' spot to the right of us, but National are very much to the right of us. So yeah,
in more ways than one. I was going to ask you about that actually, because I've got a little clip here. This is just fresh from the House today, and I'm going to play it so people can check it out for themselves, because I wanted to know, and I'll play this clip. It's only going to be 30 seconds. If you enjoy this, because sometimes it does feel a little bit like schoolyard. This question that's coming from Mr. Luxon through to the Prime Minister is basically saying, "Do you agree with me that your party is crap?" That's kind of what he said. Let me play the question.
You go for it.
Does she agree the failure to increase ICU beds during a pandemic is quite simply another illustration of her government's ongoing failure to deliver and to actually get things done?
Mr. Speaker.
So I'll leave it there. But I'm interested because, I mean, obviously it is literal and figurative politicking. But do you enjoy that kind of thing? Because it's that to me is kind of a game. He's playing a game because he knows what she's going to say. But is that something that you enjoy getting into?
Well, I think the thing is, the whole questions, and it's actually quite different for Te Pāti Māori, because remember, with Rawiri and I being in, it's the first time we've actually been in backbench. It's the first time that we've actually been in opposition fully. And one of the things that's really critical is it's a bit like chess. It's a bit like, what's that game you play when you've got to figure out where each other's ships are? And you've got to, battleship. It's a lot like that, because you've got to try, and your team have got to try in that very short time, think of a question that's going to bring out or expose a weakness or bring out an answer. You've got to provoke a whole lot of aspects. And that question's quite loaded. And so there's a lot of drama. There's absolute 3D, 5D, 6D chess playing going on. But most importantly, they're trying to advance each other's policy, and often the person being questioned doesn't quite know. So just as an indicator, the first question that National asked Labour was, does the Prime Minister stand by all her comments or actions?
Saw that,
Wow, that could be anything. And so her team have to guess what it could be about, and his team have to keep advancing. So it's very tactical, but as much as all the drama and the noise goes on, the critical aspect is the questions is a way to be able to open up each other's policy and be able to bring things out that you otherwise wouldn't, and maybe media wouldn't ask, or maybe. So it's, it is tactical play, and it's a critical part of democracy.